Welcome to Go Christian Podcast Life Notes, brief sermon reflections from me, Reverend Dr. Xeturah Woodley. In today's episode, I want to discuss what it means to lean into God's strength, especially during those times of setback. Welcome to the Go Christian Podcast with Reverend Dr. Xeturah Woodley. It can be easy to lose sight of God's strength during life's challenges and feel like we're facing insurmountable obstacles on our own. But I want to remind you that God is always with us, even in the darkest times, and His strength is waiting to be tapped into. Now, we've all been there, facing setbacks that make us question our faith and even our existence. Loss, failure, and disappointment can be overwhelming, and it's natural to wonder where God is in the midst of our struggles. We may feel like we're walking alone with no direction or purpose, and we may doubt whether God even cares about our troubles. These setbacks can take many forms: the loss of a loved one, a failure of a dream, or the crushing weight of disappointment. They can leave us feeling lost, alone, and without hope. Our faith is tested in these moments, and we're forced to confront our doubts and our fears. But even during these challenges, God works behind the scenes, preparing us for a greater purpose. He refines, shapes, and perfects us, even when we can't see the road ahead. One of the most powerful testimonies of God's strength is found in the story of Joseph, a man who faced unimaginable hardship and betrayal, yet chose to trust God's sovereignty. Despite being sold into slavery by his brothers, Joseph rose to become a leader in Egypt, saving countless lives from famine. His story is a powerful reminder that God can turn even the darkest situations into something beautiful and redemptive. I remember a time in my life when I faced a major setback. Years of my life had been invested in a project that ultimately failed, leaving me feeling defeated and lost. But in that moment of darkness, I cried out to God, and He met me in a way that I will never forget. He showed me that my identity wasn't tied to my accomplishments or my failures, but instead to His love and acceptance. He reminded me that His strength is made perfect in my weakness. That experience taught me that God's strength is not about avoiding setbacks, but rising above them. It's about trusting in His goodness and sovereignty, even when we can't see the way ahead. It's about believing that He is working all things together for our good, even when we can't understand why things are happening the way they are. Proverbs 3, 5, and 6 says it this way: trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He shall direct your path. There was a pivotal moment in my story when I realized that God was using my failure to redirect my path. He was closing a door, but opening a window for something greater. And at that moment, I trusted His plan rather than my own understanding. I chose to lean into His strength rather than my own. I experienced a breakthrough that transformed my life forever. I realized that God's strength is not just about overcoming tough times, but becoming more like Him. It's about being refined, purified, and perfected in the fire of our struggles. So let me leave you with this: God's strength shines through life's setbacks. You can hold on to this promise even in the darkest of times. It reminds you that you are not alone and that God is working behind the scenes to bring transformation and redemption. Hey, thanks for tuning into the Go Christian Podcast. Remember, small steps lead to significant changes. Now, let's continue to grow together in faith, leadership, and personal enrichment. If you haven't already done so, feel free to subscribe and click the like button. That will tell the algorithm to send this out to other church leaders who may benefit from this conversation. Until next time, keep going, sis. God bless you and have a terrific day.